Hello, my name is Joe Bauer and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, in this video, I'm going to stay out of the video and just show you a chart. And what I'm trying to do here is to clarify a few things. When I'm talking to people in person or just wherever, I will sometimes talk about Neville Goddard and the more traditional way of manifesting. And then maybe in the same conversation, I start talking about Bill Bengston and image cycling, which is very different. And all of this can be very confusing, especially considering just the sheer insanity that the Bengston method really is. It's really something kind of crazy. So the conversation can get to be quite confusing and kind of just to leave people not really understanding what I'm doing. So let me define that a little bit better. Now, so up here, really, this kind of represents I'll say, the more traditional way of manifesting. If you're familiar with the topic or the genre of manifesting and all the people on YouTube that make videos, then this is a little more, especially with Neville Goddard style, this is a little more like things are done. And the basic idea of this is accepted throughout the manifestation community and also in the law of attraction. And it goes back to the Bible and no telling how far before that, and also cross-culturally to some extent. And so what this basic model involves is, say, identifying something that you want, what Neville Goddard called the end, thinking from the end. So something that you want, but you kind of do a play on time frame. So like over here at the present moment where you are now, you define what you want really well, and then you conjure up an experience, that gives you a sample of what it's like if you already have this accomplished in the past tense. Okay, it's about thinking of this like it's already done. And now if you recognize the terms here from Neville Goddard, well, I do lean heavily toward Neville Goddard. In fact, my YouTube channel, you may also have noticed, kind of comes from Neville Goddard as well. I mean, the name of my channel. So let me define these Neville Goddard terms here a little better. Now, the seed is what he was referring to as being the well-defined desire, basically. And then planting that seed is pulling it into your unconscious mind so that it can go ahead and become part of your identity, and so that it can grow. And then the end is when you actually get whatever that is. So he talked about thinking from the end out here where you actually get it. The bridge of incidents is all of the events that lead from here all the way across over to here. Okay? Anyway, so that basic model is what I'm saying, traditional. Okay, now with the Bengston method, Dr. Bill Bengston really still starts with forming the seed, but he's starting with a list. He has everyone start with a list of at least 20 desires, okay? So then you form and plant a seed for each and every item on the entire list, at least 20. And that takes a long time. By the time you've formed and planted the seed for each thing all the way down your list, you feel like you've planted a whole garden. And then things get really weird, because you take a single image from each one of these, and then you kind of put them on a mental slideshow, and you run these through your mind for hours, and you just practice for hours and hours and hours and hours, and you keep doing it until you can speed up and eventually reach this cycling each time around your list at very high speeds. Okay, and if you want to learn more about that, well, I highly recommend that you just do a YouTube search on like Bengston image cycling, or Dr. Bengston, or visit bengstonresearch.com, his website. The results of using this method are highly documented. He has documented those very, very meticulously in his scientific experiments. And he is a sociology professor who specializes in statistics and research. So he knows what he's doing in scientific experiments. So what we would call the bridge of incidents here is really what he documents in his scientific experiments. It's really something. But it is insanity. It's just crazy, and it's not really even understood. What's going on here is still quite a mystery, okay? So anyway, with these two different directions, these two directions are just very different from each other, but they have the common ground right here, see? So that's kind of why the Bengston method still kind of really catches my attention. Part of the reason is because it still has this common ground of forming and planting the seed. And this area here happens to be that is my very favorite part of the entire manifesting game. All right. I'm especially interested in how we form a desire and how we pull it into our unconscious mind, making it part of our identity and really making it part of our life momentum. When the seed becomes lined up with our life momentum, then you've really got something going on. And so I want to work in this area, okay? You won't find me too much out here. I don't think you'll find me too much out here in the area where people do like counseling, life coaching, and advice, and all of that kind of stuff as much. And then also, I don't have any intention at this time of teaching the Bengston method, because I've never even attended a Bengston workshop. So I kind of have no business saying, well, I want to teach the Bengston method, because I hardly understand it myself, okay? So I am perfectly fine with staying right here. So if I happen to talk to you about the whole thing and my channel, and if I mix any of this together, well, at the end of the day, really, my interest in working with anyone else involves forming that well-defined desire and bringing it into that person's unconscious so that it becomes locked in as being part of that person's identity and direction. This is all my favorite interest. I just want to make that clear. Okay, I hope that does a little bit better. I hope that does better than what I normally do when I'm just talking to people, okay? And that's about it. So I want to thank you for watching this. And y'all take care, and I hope to see you again, and may you see clearly in 2020. Thank you.